Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ICE Technical Meeting, Women in Engineering. This event is brought to you by the Institution of Civil Engineer. My name is Jason. I'm from ICE Student Chapter, Binus University, and it is a pleasure to act as your master ceremony in this event. Before we start, allow me to read the rundown of our event this evening. First, I will be reading the rules of the webinar. Second, there will be opening remarks by the chairman of ICE Jakarta Local Association, Pilot Mansay. After that, the event will be guided by Mary Natalia as our moderator to start the presentation of Cloe and Dina Arvilla. The event will then continue with a Q&A session. Ladies and gentlemen, for your own convenience, please pay attention to the following rules. You can ask your question for the speaker by pressing the raise hand feature located at the bottom of the screen. The question should be in English. You can raise your question after the presentation of the speaker. Now, I would like to invite the chairman of ICE Jakarta Local Association, Pilot Mansay, to give his opening remarks. To Pilot Mansay, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Jason, and welcome everyone to our Jakarta Local Association technical presentation. First of all, thanks to RIFA and the university team for organising this. This meeting is remote, but now that we're getting hopefully somewhat out of the COVID pandemic, we are hoping that from May we'll be able to hold a few more face-to-face meetings, possibly a hybrid type meeting where some is remote and it gives chance people to get together. So we haven't managed to do that for the last 2 or 3 years, so we're looking forward to being able to do that from May, so we'll see how that goes. Tonight's theme is once again Women in Engineering. This is the 3rd year that we've done this, and it's a great event. It's intended to celebrate the contribution of women to engineering and basically to encourage more to get into the field. So we're really looking forward to welcoming Ibu Cloe and Dina, and thank you both for taking the time to come and talk to us tonight. We're looking forward to listening to you and learning something about you and the journeys you took into engineering. So I'll hand over to Mary, and so you can be formally introduced. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pil, for your kind remarks. Now, please welcome our moderator, Mary Natalia. To Mary Natalia, the time is yours.
Good evening, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Once again, then we are going to have our Women in Engineering talk. This is, as Phil said, it's going to be the 3rd event, Women in Engineering, and then it's held in April, close to Kartini Day, just to empower women achievement in engineering, in industry of civil engineering. In ICE, we believe that every individual will bring certain qualities to the workplace, regardless of gender, and then the great teams are built of diverse group of people from different backgrounds. So our expectation through this ICE technical webinar is to encourage more female students, or maybe to encourage the current students, female in civil engineering schools, and also to empower our fellow women in engineering to be in greater harmony and diversity in the workplace. We have Ibu Cloe Lee. Actually, Ibu Cloe Lee, I met her 8 years ago. We were working together in Fugro in Singapore. it was a very fun time for both of us. And then Ibu Chloe is graduated with a Bachelor in Engineering in Civil and Construction from Curtin University, Western Australia, but in Malaysia. And then she is professionally certified by the National Examination Board in Occupational Safety and Health, NEBOSH. And then right now she become the operation manager of offshore company called Somara Subsea. She handled the Asia Pacific region. Ibu Chloe already traveled extensively working offshore in Gulf of Thailand, South China Sea, Andaman Sea, Makassar Strait in Indonesia as well, and Baltic and the North Sea. And then we have another speaker, which is Ibu Dina. Ibu Dina is a very distinguished female engineer in Indonesia. She built many bridges, and then we met last year to site visit in one of the longest bridge in Bali, Cloe Road. So both of Ibu Chloe and Ibu Dina are going to be present several slides about their career, their background of education, and the achievement, and also their significant projects. And then each of them going to have like 30 minutes, and then we are going to continue with question and answer. And then if you have some questions, you can write in the chat or in the Q&A section, and then I will follow up to Ibu Dina and Ibu Chloe. So we are going to have our first presenter speaker, Ibu Chloe. The screen is yours, Ibu Chloe.
Thank you, Mary. Let me just quickly share my screen. Okay, can you hear me okay, everyone? Right, thanks Mary for the introduction, and thank you ICE Jakarta local association for this invitation. I am actually quite delighted and honored to be invited as a guest speaker, but I'm quite nervous at the same time. It's been so long I've been doing this talk with a lot of audience, so please excuse me if I start to get nervous, talking too quick or too slow. So yeah, just bear with me for this 30 minutes. Okay, just quickly sharing my profile in education. I'll be focusing more on my professional background in terms of work experience, pursuing this career and projects involved. So I'm hoping by sharing these, I will be able to inspire more women to be involved in engineering, especially in civil engineering. Okay, I was born and raised in Malaysia. That photo is a bit misleading. That's not in Malaysia. We don't have winter there. So yeah, this is one photo taken in Germany last year when I had a chance to travel despite the COVID. So where about in Malaysia, do you know where is Miri? So Miri is a very small town in part of East Malaysia. A lot of people don't know where Miri is, but if you know where is Brunei, then you know where's Miri. It's just right at the border of Brunei. It is once a small sleeping village, but made prosperous in the 1910 when they discover oil in the offshore area. So it is then known as the oil town. So if anybody from Miri, you have been in Miri or you know where's Miri, please give it a shout. Sorry, you might not give it a shout, but yeah, maybe just a like in your chat area. So yeah, at present, Miri is still very busy with oil and gas operation area. and there have been new discovery of more resources at the offshore and also inland. So yeah, a brief one about Miri. So yes, I've been staying in Singapore for 8 years now. So after graduation, I started working in Singapore. I've been living here for such time. And I am actually known by my calmness and critical thinking. Personally, I believe that this should be a part of an engineer's or a manager's key quality. So in your working environment, especially where my work experience with offshore operation, you often face unforeseen problems. For example, you have faulty equipment that has been sent offshore, it's not working. And maybe there is this incident or accident happening, causing equipment damage or emergency evacuation. You would need to be calm to find efficient solutions. Yeah, you will need to assess the pros and cons of all possible solutions, which is less risky, time and cost saving for the benefit of all parties. So a joke aside, that with this working attitude for many years, you kind of thinking a lot of pros and cons for each possible solutions. It costs, or it has created my own occupational disease, where, you know, like for example, during holidays planning, you have like from plan A to Z, just to getting from point 1 to 2. So yeah, it's very funny. My siblings call me Roti Prata all the time because I keep changing the plan. Yeah, so that's the joke aside. And about sustainable innovation, this is the passion that I have about. When you hear about sustainable innovations, this actually means a solutions to provide products and services that are beneficial for the society and environment in the long term. And it aims to meet the needs of the present generations without compromising the needs of future generations. So giving an example in civil engineering, when you talk about sustainable construction, you will think about the materials you are using or the methods you are going to utilize. For example, when you're using a material, instead of using a steel reinforced concrete, there has been a replacement by using bamboo, for example. And in terms of method, you will be in constructing green buildings. Yeah, so that's a quick one about sustainable innovation. So quickly on my education, I did my diploma after graduating from high school. So I was offered a course called land surveying, or in this time, they may be called as geometric engineering. I was having this diploma in UTM, University Technology Malaysia. And then I did my degree in Curtin University. And I do have this professional cert from NIBOSH, which Mary mentioned earlier. So I will not go through that much. So achievement. Actually, when I was doing my degree, I was actually awarded a scholarship to pursue this degree. And the second achievement that I would probably put it this way is to when I went offshore in the North Sea during the winter time, I survived the North Sea. So yeah, if you know, like the North Sea, it's quite harsh environment, especially during winter. The sea state can go like up to 20 meters. So that's at one point when I was offshore in that winter season. I went out on a small geotechnical boat. It's not the big usual DP2 boat. It's quite a small one. So when the weather hit, yeah, basically, you just have to lie down on the bed, strap yourself down, close your eyes, and pray hard that this is going to be okay. So yeah, I actually, yeah, that's one of the biggest achievement, I would say. Okay, in terms of my work experience, I've been working as a surveyor and an engineer and project manager, and right now the operations manager. I'll probably like to talk about my journey in depth in terms of education and work experience. So if you see this this video over here, life is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs in life, and there are times when you think it's actually downs in your life, probably is a blessings in disguise. Usually in my presentation, I would always like to slot in 1 or 2 inspiration quote. So if you look at the photo here, with a glass of water, which one are you? Are you the one who thinks this is a half full, or are you the one that thinks this glass is half empty? So basically it's being optimistic and pessimistic. Or you are a grateful person, you'll be probably saying, okay, I'm being grateful, at least I have a glass and water, right? But as an engineer, they are really being practical. They will say, maybe they'll say glass is twice the size it needs to be. So yeah, an engineer is usually being quite practical. Okay, right. I'm going to go through in depth my journey from 2006 when I finished my high school, which is when I did my diploma in land surveying. So growing up, I've always been fascinated about the sea, the buildings and places. I love being outdoors. I do a lot of sports, hiking and fishing. So you probably can see I'm a bit tanned compared to the other Chinese. Just probably sharing that surveying actually was never on my radar. No one in my family was a surveyor, but we do have contacts given our family has been in the construction industry for many years. And at some point, I believe my family plays an important role and influence in my education and career paths until today. So I've chosen this course in a local public university. If you look at the photo here, you probably can only find the only Chinese. I am right here, if you can see me. Yes, that's me in my, I would say probably in my 18 or 19 years of age. So yeah, but I mix well with all these people around in this course. So there are people from different backgrounds and nationalities. Again, another photo I'd like to share over here. If you can find that's only like handful of women in this class as well. I believe at this point, probably less people or less women are interested because of the harsh working environment, the hot sun, they might get sunburned, and there are a lot of manual handling. They need to carry stuff. So 3 years of diploma and internship, I finally graduated from this university. Sorry. Okay. So next one in 2009 and 2010, after graduation, you find yourself at a crossroad again, or with few different paths. So you'll be thinking, do I want to continue study for my degree, or do I want to start working after finishing study? So yeah, part of the reason I started working at this company is because I couldn't get an offer to continue degree in the same university due to quota limit at the time. But fortunately, I was offered a job in Kota Kinabalu with Binapuri. I was offered a position as a building surveyor, where you have to do quality checks on building construction using a software called, or not a software called, but using a concept of building information modeling, BIM. So this software actually build models to quantify or to check and to follow on the construction progress. And just sharing another photo, during this time, I work along with a lot of female surveyors, female engineers, and at that time I realized civil engineering is quite an interesting work, ranging from planning to structural design and liaising with the clients, contractors, and managing the overall operation on site. So the ladies in these photos over here, they are indeed, they gave me quite an inspiration to continue studies, to chase your passion and to chase the dreams. So yes, after long consideration whether I should, continue working or continue study, I chose another way of to continue study. I didn't want to wait for the next local public uni in tech because it's taking a long time. So what I did was I applied for scholarship. So in earlier I mentioned I was awarded a scholarship by Gamuda, and it's quite fortunate and blessed that I managed to use this opportunity to further my degree study. So Curtin University, I think it's quite a good university to provide some kind of double degree, a civil and construction engineering. There are not a lot of universities that provide this type of course. So if you like to know more about these courses, feel free to visit the website. Okay, mentioned earlier, this one. Sorry. Jumping too fast to the end. Right, if you skim through this photo, you probably can only see one lady over here, which is in the middle with long hair. So actually this is our lecturer at the time teaching all of us in this course. Civil engineering is very male-dominated sector because this profession demands not only the skill set, but also physical endurance. So if you look at now, it is still the same that less women wanted to pursue this degree due to this reason. Yeah, just quickly sharing where am I at the moment. This photo, this is me in short hair. You might not be able to recognize.
I remember that shot.
Yeah, that's there is another lady here, right at the end, right side. So at the time, it's quite only a handful of women in this course. Okay, next photo. Again, this is one of photo taken during Civil Society Week, where we have concrete frisbee competition. again, you might not able to find me. You probably only see two ladies or two female in this photo. This is the lecturer, and this is one of the participants. And I am standing behind here, again, short hair with my peer, another lady. So yes, it's actually only quite a handful of people. Okay. So yeah, this is one of the photo that was taken when I was doing my final year project. This is me making the concrete testing. And yes, in this course, it actually requires quite a lot of brain of critical thinking, where you have to really prove yourself and to your peers and even to your lecturers that you can do it mentality. So you have to chase your dreams and patience, and you have to put in more effort in order to achieve what you want. So I've been putting a lot of effort in this final year project, and yes, I was awarded the best project award. It is a self-compacting concrete incorporating fly ash final year project. So yeah, after 3 years, because I have a diploma, so I was exempted a few subjects. So I did only 3 years in my degree, and finally graduated from Curtin. Right, again, after graduation, you will find yourself again at a crossroad with two different paths. It seems like, are you going to study for your master or PhD, or are you going to start working, looking for some work experience? So if you already know, civil engineer or civil engineering is a broad profession. So basically, there are some work that, or some field that you can pursue. For example, structural engineering, construction engineering, geotechnical, and transportation, environmental, and many more. So in 2014, after graduation, I joined Fugro Singapore. So Fugro is a geotechnical engineering expertise and specialize in site investigation services. I always fascinated about like how we build structures in challenging environment, especially during offshore conditions like large wind and wave loads. However, I couldn't get to the offshore department right away, so I started with the land division for 3 months. Yeah, like I said, I really like the sea. I like doing offshore stuff. So I actually requested for transfer to offshore division after 3 months. I was quite lucky and fortunate at that time, because the manager, probably Mary, you know, Nancy, she took me in as a project engineer starting after that 3 months period. So yeah, for the first 5 years until 2019, I've been going a lot of offshore, a lot of traveling, doing site investigation work, acquiring geotechnical data, doing lab testing, checkup analysis, and doing some desktop study. And in 2019, I was promoted to assistant project manager slash offshore manager role. So basically taking more on the management role. And again, in this field, it is quite rare, or you can probably only see a handful of females and women wanted to go offshore. And probably not a lot, one or two at most. So at this time, I continually pushing myself, proving to others that I could also achieve a similar role compared to your male colleagues. Okay. So yeah, next slide will be just quickly sharing my some of the photos that have been taken during my offshore trips. Again, you may not recognize me in my short hair, just look like a boy. Yeah, that's my first offshore trips. Yeah, at time you still, after a long 12 hours of work, you will need some break time. That photo was taken when I was enjoying my coconut on the boat. Yeah, happy faces with these boys after a long stint, three months on board. When I said 3 months on board, basically you continue from projects to projects, staying on board. You don't get home because of they don't have enough of resources. Okay, next photo, if you can find me sitting behind in this rescue boat. This is one of the photos taken during Man Overboard drill. This was taken, I think, in 2020 when I was sailing from Singapore to Australia, Broome, crossing the equator line. So they had a Man Overboard drill when we're crossing that equator line. So yeah, that's me jumping out of the boat. And yeah, of course, I get rescued. Another photo, this is me testing a RealWear headset. Basically, RealWear headset is a voice command and live video feed for shore assistant. So this is quite common right now, used by a lot of contractors or clients due to the COVID travel restriction. Okay, like I said earlier, one of the biggest achievement during my offshore trip is when I had a really long stint during the COVID period. I had to stay on board for 3 months due to difficulty in crew change. Basically, I have to sell from projects to projects, which is, can just imagine, from Thailand to Vietnam, and then down to Singapore again, from Singapore to Australia. Yeah, this photo, if you can find me, I am again usually the only women on board the vessel. Okay, this is one of the few photos taken during an offshore trip in North Sea. This is the offshore wind farm. If you're interested in this career path, you will get a lot of chances to travel. So this is one photo taken at the Fugger, UK, Wallingford. And yes, you get more females coming on board nowadays. This is one of the surveyor I've been working with. And this is one of the engineers, a female engineer. And you get to meet new people and experiencing snow and the Baltic Sea in Europe while you're offshore, something quite rare as well. And this one, it is not something special. If you've seen this before, it's called the bamboo clam or the elephant trunk seafood. During one of the offshore trip in Europe, when we were recovering a soil sample from seabed or from seafloor, this was discovered inside the soil sample. So being an Asian, I wouldn't throw this away. This is definitely going into the oven and going into my stomach. So yes, I ate this. Okay, just quickly showing the offshore trips that I've been, basically Gulf of Thailand, the South China Sea, Andaman Sea, Bay of Bengal. Yeah, this area over here, in Makassar Strait and Timor Sea. Yeah. And over in the Europe side will be the North Sea area and the Baltic Sea. Okay. Okay. Yes, when COVID started in, I think in 2020, yeah, there have been a lot of travel restrictions and quarantines, and there is risk of contracting the disease. So I've made up my mind. I decided to stay in land, change of environment and change of work perspective. So in 1st of April, which is April Fool, I joined Samara Subsea in Singapore. And the first job offer, I was assigned as a project surveyor and then promoted to the operations manager role, which is still same at this time. So I'm accountable for the delivery of projects and management of the offshore personnel and equipment. Right, brief about Samara. Samara is an independent leading provider of innovative survey and inspection services to the offshore energy sector. So one of the reasons I'm joining Samara is because of their sustainable solutions focus. They really walk the talk instead of, you know, some companies probably just talk. Yeah, if you get what I mean. Right, so Samara focus on driving efficiency through adoption of new technology and methodology towards a net zero carbon future. For example, introduction of unmanned survey vessel, where comparing to the traditional mode of bigger vessel and equipment and manpower. But by adopting these USV, you don't actually have to mop any people, just mop the equipment. And yes, you can just do the job similar to the big boat. So this actually reduce the operational time, the carbon footprint. Yeah, some few examples of how the USV look like. Yeah. So again, a little bit of advertisement here. If you'd like to know more about USV, please visit Samara website. Okay, similarly, being an engineer, we don't only focus on engineering analysis, designs or reporting, but you have to have a critical thinking, how we can improve the workflow to increase the efficiency and increase the health and safety of people. So talking about engineering today, I would like to focus more on these, the concept of innovative solutions for in terms of geotechnical remotely operated seabed drilling. So this has been used mostly for deep water geotechnical site investigation and also for harsher environments. Okay, to be fair, there are 3 key players in the market that has offered these kind of services. First would be Fugro C4Drill. This is how it looks like. Secondly is Benthic. If you heard of them, it is called the portable remote operated drill, the PROD. And thirdly is Artellus, which is called the Sonic Wireline Offshore Remote Drill, the SORD. Artellus has signed a collaboration agreement with Samara to improve the coordination of geophysical and geotechnical investigation in the offshore industry. So this is one of the, I'll probably say, the innovative solutions that the key players out there in the market has been focusing to reduce the carbon footprint and the overall cost for each project. So yeah, Artella's sorts is the world's only sonic substitute. It is a faster, better quality code retrieval, and definitely it reduced the cost and carbon emissions. So this is how the sort looks like.
Chloe, you will still have 5 minutes left.
Yes, that'd be good. I will just quickly go to the few more slides. I'm about there already. Just give me a second. Okay, just quickly playing this video. If you'd like to know more about the sort, you can visit our test website, or you can get this from YouTube. It's launched by an umbilical through the seabed and is controlled remotely by the operator in a control cabin. So they have cameras on it that you can see what we're doing. Okay, so that's it about the sort. Okay, yeah, I have actually experienced the first-hand this seabed drilling using the Frugal C4 drill. So indeed, it improved the efficiency in terms of operation when you are operating a deep water area. And also it improved the sample and data quality. And of course, it improved the health and safety because there will be less exposure of human handling all the equipment. Okay, so yeah, today's topic is mainly about women in engineering. So I would like to use this platform to congratulate ICE Jakarta for launching this platform for women to share their experience in engineering sector. And I'm hoping this sharing will inspire or empower greater harmony and diversity to our fellow women in engineering, especially civil engineering. So how can we inspire? This is one of the platform that ICE has organized, and it has been third in a row. So yeah, really good effort there, Mary and the team. And secondly, I would probably like to share like how can we contribute to society. So yes, recently I saw a post in LinkedIn about offshore wind for kids. This is education administration programs that originated from Brussels. The founder is a civil and geotechnical engineer working on building offshore wind turbines in Europe. They strongly support the goals and patient, the patient and inspire more kids, especially girls, exposed to engineering. So the primary goal is to, teach the kids about engineering, get them to build small-scale offshore wind turbines, get them to play with it, and encourage girls to consider a future career in engineering and support women in engineering. Of course, one of the goals is to stimulate innovation and spread awareness about offshore wind to the general public. Right, this will be the last video in this sharing session. Just let me quickly play this one.
Today we're building offshore wind turbines for kids so they can learn about technology, engineering and renewable energy.
We're here to inspire the kids to maybe become an engineer as us, but I like it a lot because we're doing something good for the environment.
I initially wanted to build the first floating wind turbine in the Belgian coast. As I was doing it, I realized that it would be perfect for kids to learn about offshore wind turbines. And so that's why I started Offshore Wind for Kids.
I would also like to inspire more girls to be involved in this world because this is also an open door for us. There are a lot of opportunities.
I think it's very important that children know the importance of alternative energy and green energy.
Ik vond het leuk en interessant om te maken en nu weet ik dat je dat moet doen en hoe dat in elkaar zit, de windmolen.
My aim is to teach as many girls and boys about offshore wind energy.
Okay, that's the last slide from me, Mary. Thank you very much for all listening there. So I hope my 30 minutes is not too boring.
No, not at all. You're very inspiring. Thank you so much for the presentation. And then
Thank you.
I would like to encourage the attendees to give a question or probably raise the hand after the presentation of Ibu Dina. So right now we are going to the next speaker, Ibu Dina Arvilla. As I've mentioned before, she is a managing director of PT Cipta Engineering in Bandung. And then, yeah, the time is yours, Ibu Dina. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bu Mary. Good evening. As Bu Mary said, I will, I share about my experience in bridges. And actually, English is not my everyday languages, even though I read English every day, but I'm not talking English every day. So if there's something about, what is the English in bahasa, I will say it in bahasa ya Bu Mary ya. I will mix it, okay?
No problem.
Okay, now I want to share my presentation here. So this is, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me in this technical webinar, which is maybe tomorrow, yeah, is our National Day about Ibu Kartini. So this title is Women in Engineering. I think it's quite relevant with our National Day for tomorrow. Okay, my name is Arvilla Delitriana. This is my picture taken by my friend. Actually, he is also a civil engineer, but he loves to take photograph for me. And this is, we call it kunci Inggris. What is kunci Inggris in English? Yeah. This is my photo in one of my project in Makassar. This is my profile. My education background is I'm graduated from Bandung Institute of Technology from Civil Engineering Department, of course. I was graduated in 1994, quite old. And I work as a bridge engineer, as Bu Mary said that I'm a director of PT Cipta Graha Abadi. PT Cipta Graha Abadi is an engineering consultant, but our specialties is bridge design. And as a bridge designer, we also have to always together with the contractor to build the bridge properly. Family, I have 2 kids. Because we're talking about the woman in engineering, I also want to introduce my family. I'm a mother. This is my husband, and this is my 2 kids. Both of them are boys. Actually, this is the photo is taken by about 4 or 5 years ago, and both of them has grown up very big now. And as you see in the background of the photos, my kids and my husband love diving. So we go to every island. They are diving, but not me. I'm just snorkeling. And this for the left picture, the background is Raja Ampat in Papua. And for the right picture, our background is Pulau Moyo in Sumbawa Besar. We have already go to the Sulawesi, Kalimantan, and anywhere place that we can dive there because my husband and my sons love to dive. Okay, now I want to give you for a bridge tour, which means if bridge tour for me is traveling, culinary, and of course work. Actually, it's work. Because almost of the bridges that have been designed is scattered in every location in Indonesia. So I have to go there by plane. And I always try to find the window seat. And then I loved to take a picture for the wings with the nice background of the cloud and sunset, sunrise, and so on. This is Indonesian map. So we can you can see why I have to show this map, because for my bridges tour, I will show you the bridge that have been built in several locations in Indonesia, from Sumatra, Jawa, Kalimantan, and Sulawesi. I haven't been built any bridges in Papua. Okay, the first bridge is what we call it Jalan Layang Kereta Api, or in English, Railway Elevated Bridge in Medan, North Sumatra. The type of these bridges is what we call it box precast. This box is precasted before it's lifted, become a bridge. So we have to cast it first in manufacture, and then we bring it to the location and we install it, become a bridge. Maybe if some of you know about Lego, this works like Lego. So we install it, we put it in on the top of the bridge, and we stretch it, and we put it on the pier, and it's become an elevated. We just need about 3 or 4 days for one span for this construction. And the second one is Jembatan Mahkota 2 or Mahkota Bridge in Samarinda. Samarinda is in east, yeah, is Kalimantan atau Kalimantan Timur. Samarinda is the capital of which is Kalimantan, and this is a cable stay bridge. You can see for the span is about 375 meters length. So at that length, we don't have any support there because we have to keep this river clear about 375 meters because this is the barge or the ponton which is bring coal or mining should be still can cross this bridge. And the other one is Jembatan Layang Khusus Busway Adam Malik, or the elevated for especially for busway in Adam Malik, Jakarta. So if you maybe you can go to the Ciledug Tendean, yeah, this busway. We can found this elevated bridges, which is has the third layer. This is the first layer, and this is the second layer. And Adam Malik elevated for busways is the third layer. And you can see it's only always also have a curve here. And the next is Jembatan Kalikuto in Semarang, or Kalikuto Bridge in Semarang, which is this iconic bridge for Trans-Java Toll Road. Trans-Java Toll Road, the length is about maybe more than 1,000 kilometers, but just only one iconic bridge here, which is so many people across here. Of course, my friend, my mother's friend, and they always send me the picture of these bridges. This make very good for me. Like this bridge is already done and it's already open about around 2018 or 19. I don't remember. And many pictures or photos that can be get in internet. So as I said before, my friend across did take a picture, send it to me. My mother's friend, my sister friends, and everybody who knows me across this bridge always take a picture and send it to me. And this is Jembatan Soekarno, or Soekarno Bridge. Soekarno is our first president. And in Manado is in North Sulawesi. This is also a cable stay bridge with single pylon. We call it is a cable stay bridge. This is the name is the pylon. So it's only one half pylon. If you remember, the Samarinda Bridge has two pylon. And this picture is taken also by my friend. From the above picture is taken by my friend from civil engineer, but the below is from mechanical engineer. So the one that I really appreciated my friend, if they found the bridges that designed or built by me, they always take a picture and send it to me. And this is Jembatan Cable Stay Pasupati, or Cable Stay Bridge, Pasupati Cable Stay Bridge in Bandung, West Java. Maybe some of you, if already go to Bandung, you will find this bridge. Actually, we have a review design from Cloe, a consultant from England, but we have to review it because the location is not possible for the method of construction proposed. So we changed it because become a case in situ, and we inform for this design and until the construction is finished. I've been there. I've been here at the top of pylon. It's about 70 meters, and they took me using sling and crane because I have to check something wrong with this top of the pylon that I have to do. And this one is Jembatan Padamaran 1 in Bagan Si Api-Api Riau, or Padamaran Bridge. It have 4 pylons. The length of the river is about 1 kilometers. Maybe I will show you where is the Bagan Si Api-Api, because honestly, I just know where is the Bagan Si Api-Api after I have a job to design this build. And this one is Jembatan Padamaran 2, the other side of the island. Maybe I can show you where is the Bagan Si Api-Api or Pulau Padamaran. This is Sumatra. And we can go there next to, go through the north to the Sumatra, but still in Riau province. There was Bagan Si Api-Api, and this is Padamaran Island. Padamaran Island separate Bagan Si Api-Api from Sumatra Island. So if we build the bridge, this one is Padamaran 1, this one is Padamaran 2, people in Bagan Si Api-Api can go easily to the Sumatra Island. So, and the current is very very high. Yes, in here, maybe, okay. And the next is Jalan Tol Layang AP Petarani, or you can call it elevated toll. Elevated toll in AP Petarani is the name of the heroes of Makassar, and this is in South Sulawesi, Makassar. We built about 5 kilometers length of elevated toll in here. This the first elevated toll in Makassar. So this is me taking picture by my friend, and this one the method of construction is same with the Jalan Layang Medan. We're using precast here that I said before, like we play Lego, so we just only have to install it in the site, and it's take about 4 or 5 days for one span. And this one is Jembatan Pendek, actually, because this is the short bridge, the short line bridge, because the other side have the long span bridge in Pulau Balang. Pulau Balang is in Kalimantan, East Kalimantan, near Balikpapan. This one connected the island from Balikpapan to Balang, but the other the small island, and this is what the top is when the constructed, and other is when have already finished for the bridge. And this one is interchange Solo Kertosono. This is part of the toll bridge in Trans Jawa Toll. This one, this picture. This above picture is taken by my friend, not by drone, but he's a pilot. So when he got landed in Boyolali is the airport in Solo. If the weather is quite clear, he could show the bridge clearly. So he took a picture and sent it to me. It's very nice. But in above is the below is when the bridge is constructed. And this is Jembatan Siak Sri Indrapura. Siak Sri Indrapura, actually the small city in Riau province, maybe about 2 or 3 hours drive from Pekanbaru, the capital of Riau province. And this one is the first bridge, the first cable stay bridge that I've been designed. It's finished about 2007, I think. And 10 years later, I bring my mom and my dad go there to see what I've done in Siak Sri Indrapura about 10 years ago. And the next is Jembatan toll bridge, actually. Yeah. Toll bridge. This is connected Balikpapan with Penajam, but quite far from our next capital, Ibu Kota Nusantara. But also connected Balikpapan to Penajam, but is still designed, haven't been built because the investor not to continue to build this bridge. And this is Jembatan Batam Bintan. This is connected Pulau Batam with Pulau Bintan. My first design in here about 2005, and this is the first time I know Fugro. Like Cloe said, and Bu Mary always also told me about Fugro. In 2005, this design. This soil investigated by Fugro, but it had been built until now. We have done the review design about 3 or 5 times, but also we have already finished the design about maybe 5 or 7 years ago, but until now it had been built. Okay, now this appreciation. I've got an appreciation from President Jokowi for my design in long span curve LRT Kuningan in Jakarta. Why? Because this is the first bridge, the first long span bridge with the length with 148 meters. And the curve is only 115 meters. The view is like this is across the toll road. So the challenge is I have to connect it the bridge without anything can be go down in here. So we cannot stop the traffic at the toll, and we cannot stop any kind everything in also at the underpass here. But the length is about 148 meters. It built by cantilever. I will show you what is cantilever or how it been built. So it's very challenge for me, but I did believe that I can do this. So I offered to the contractor and the owner this design, and they believed me. And thanks God, it's been built. Maybe I will show you the video that can make you clearly how the long span bridge Kuningan is built. So before I offered the fourth option, there already have three options for these bridges. One, the first option is steel box girder with incremental launching method. And the second one is cable stay bridge. And the third one is concrete box girder balance cantilever, but with the intermediate column, which is should be disturb the toll road. And my suggestion for this design is also concrete box girder balance cantilever, but the length is become very long, about 148 meters. The option one, the first option, the second option, and the third option came from the French consultant engineering, and only for the fourth option just came from me from Indonesia. Okay, that video is taken by Adikarya, the contractors, and you can see we have cantilever, and the cantilever meet at the closure. We call closure because they connected two cantilevers. So the length of the cantilever itself about 70 meters cantilever with one pier. So this is the closure ceremony, and it's been attended by 4 ministers. And the first one is Transportation Minister, Pak Budi Karya. The second one is what you call it, Maritime and Investasi, Pak Luhut. And this one is Pak Erick, BUMN Minister. And this one is Pak Basuki, the Public Works Minister. And they give appreciate for me, and they also give what you call it, the dom. What is dom is dana operational menteri. So it's money. So I can treat my friends from that money. And the appreciation from my president, President Jokowi, he noticed me in the social media. One of them is in Twitter, and also maybe from Instagram, or Facebook, and he appreciate me. He said that selamat kepada Adikarya, congratulations also for me, Ibu Arvilla Deletriana, the graduate from ITB. And the last but not least, this is retweet, my son retweet for the president Twitter. And as a mother, without reduce any appreciation for me, he said not to brag or anything, but the designer is my mom. I believe that he proud of me, and for me, as a mother, is priceless. So this is I'm very happy when for this appreciation for everybody for this design for the LRT Kuningan. But I did this after my about Bu Mary said before, about more than 20 years experience in this bridge design. And the last, this is my sharing. When we are a woman work in a man majority field, we have to dedicate it for our works. Even though we are mother, we have another job in our home, we still have dedicated with our works. And then we have a proper preparing, like this photo. I just only a woman here, like maybe Cloe also show us that the woman in this field is very, very rare. And this one is the one of the photo when I only women here. So for make sure that everybody will listen what we told, we have to very proper preparing for that meeting or any kind of this. And we have what we call it woman natures. We cannot obey it. Women have period, pregnant or giving birth. So we cannot deny it. We have to accept it, especially for me, because I have a career after I have the first kids. So I have a career after I have be a mother or a wife. So when I have when about 5 years my career in bridge engineer, I give him birth again. I have my second kids. Like maybe in here in pandemic condition, we always say hear about 3M, memakai masker, menjaga jarak, dan mencuci tangan. But for me, 3M is also what we call it woman's nature, menstruasi, melahirkan dan menyusui. We cannot deny it. We have to have it. And sometimes in our period, we have a bad mood. In our pregnancy, we have a very weak condition. We have to accept it, but we have still dedicated and still have a proper preparing for every kind of our job. And the other is self-confidence. We have to have a self-confidence beyond a man. We have still believe that we can do, and we have to make sure that our design is can be built properly. And the other one is don't ask to be privileged. For instance, if we have to go to the top of the bridge, maybe about become 20 or 25 meters by ladder or something, we cannot ask the privilege. I cannot go there because I am a woman. We cannot say that. And last is no worries to look weird. In here, I cannot use my high heels. I cannot use my dress, but I have to use my safety shoes. I have to use the body harness. I have to use my helmet, and I have to use my vest. And this is me. It's weird, but I think it's okay. I'm not worried for that. Okay, that's all, Mary. Thank you for here. And sorry, is there any unconfidence to hear and confidence to understand? And I'll be very happy if there are any question for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibu Dina and also Ibu Chloe. We are very proud of both of you because both of you just very inspiring. I would like to ask the attendees if anyone have questions. Probably you can raise your hand and then speak directly to the speaker, and then you can ask anything and also maybe find some inspiration with their guidance. For myself, I have actually one question. I mean, like for Chloe and for Ibu Dina, who is your role model in this career of construction? I know both of you are self-made, brave women, and then it's a very precious achievement already. But I just want to know, who is your role model in your life? Maybe go with Ibu Dina first.
My role model with my life is my mom. My mom is come from a very small town. He just finished his high school, not go to the university, but he's very tough to go with my father. He's army, and what you call it? He's no worries to go anywhere with my father. Away from her family. Before, he never left his hometown, but after she get married with my father, she has to go anywhere where my father go without any mengeluh atau Bu Mary ya, without any complaint. And I think she's very tough. And my mother always said, you don't have to complain for any condition because there's always a way to solve it. Okay, that's all.
How about you, Miss Chloe?
I would probably think when I started working with Fugro, I think Nancy. I think you probably know Nancy.
She's my role model too.
Yes, she is a very tough lady. Despite like she's the only probably lady taking management role. So yeah, she has been quite a good support, I believe, to us, Mary, that she is pushing us to go beyond the boundary, trust yourself and prove yourself that you can do this. Even though like you're the only lady on board, you just have to overcome the difficulties. I think that has been like, she's one of the role model, but of course we still have other role models, but I'll just put Nancy here to make her happy.
Probably we can introduce Ibu Dina to Ibu Nancy, yeah?
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah, and then we have one question from Phil. Phil is actually our chairman of ICE in Jakarta. Please, Phil.
Yeah, thank you both. That was, the presentations were wonderful. I just wondered on the theme of women in engineering, what do you think the industry needs to do, or what can it do to help to attract more women like yourselves into engineering?
What should we do to attract more women to enroll in civil engineering industry, school? Well, it's a tough question. How about you, Ibu Dina? Probably you have an answer.
Because I have an engineering consultant, so I can give a very big opportunity to women in my engineering consultant. But also, like my boss did before to me, I always give them not a privilege, but make them still in their woman's nature. So they can work in engineering with other men, but they can keep their woman nature. So because I have my own consultant, so I can did it to my woman engineer, something like that.
How about you, Chloe? What do you think we should do?
Yeah, I think for me, I personally think it should start from young, where you kind of push this idea that women can also be involved in engineering, not like when you only enter universities or when you start working, you know about this. So it can be nurtured from young. For example, like the offshore wind for kids that I shared earlier, this has been, it's happening already in Europe. And I think recently there are some similar programs that's happening in Taiwan and Japan. So that's because they have the wind energy. For example, like in country like Indonesia and Malaysia, we don't use wind energy. We can use something else. For example, like a small concept of bridge building, for example, to inspire more kids, especially girls, to be involved in engineering. So this kind of program of education program that can be started maybe in primary school or in secondary school, high school even. That's what I personally think we can, work in this way to expose women that engineering they can be involved as well.
For me, Phil, probably I want women in engineering talk every month or every 3 months. More women.
Yeah, well, that's we've just got to work faster, Mary, to get more women involved.
Yeah,
but that's why we must. It's why we must keep this event going at least once a year, and hopefully we'll see some.
Yeah, yes. Well, maybe every 6 months, or yeah. Well, we'll see, and then go to the university and then be the speaker, and then whatever we can do just to give some ideas that women can do engineering as well. Is there any question from anyone, from the student? I can see that both of you has the same traits of character. Probably I have learned it too, and then also all the students and young engineer over there. It's a perseverance, ketekunan, and then dedication. Yeah. To be the prominent character in this industry. Both of you are here also actually can be called Ibu Sesi. Probably Ibu Sesi has some question for us. No? This streaming is actually can be shown, can be seen in YouTube. So later on, we will put it in the YouTube so everybody can see both of your presentations. And then think probably the student is shy.
Yeah, nothing too difficult, I hope. If anything technical, I'll just go to Ibu Dina.
Yeah. And then one more thing, I know that both of you working long hours, right? Long hours of analyzing, long hours in conducting soil investigation. I just want to know what is the best activity after you feel a lot of stress and then tired. What is the best activity you can give and inspire to us? Chloe?
For me, like I mentioned earlier, I like sports a lot. I do a lot of outdoor sports. So one of the sports that I usually go is badminton. I just smash it. I just smash it to release some stress. I think, yeah. So that's one of the sports that I would do. And if not, I'll just go for a swim to cool down yourself. That's yeah, I think that's, for me, it's a good sport to keep myself calm and release some stress when I get these long hours of working.
But how about in the ocean?
Oh, no, of course not at the ocean.
Man overboard.
Yes. If like in some of the boats, they do have gym. So one of the way is to go to the gym to exercise, and at some point you will like to watch some humor movies or comedies to keep yourself a bit out of stress. Yeah.
How about you, Ibu Dina? What did you do?
Especially when I have to go to the site. Most of my site is quite a very long journey. I have to travel, such as like contoh, the example is Padamaran ya, dia in Bagasi Api-Api, 2 hours or maybe 2 or 3, 4 hours from Bandung to Cengkareng, and we have to fly about 1.5 hours at plane, and after that we have to go from Pekanbaru to Bagasi Api-Api about 7 or maybe 10 hours driving, and it's very tired. And after I've been there, I always do a culinary. So
I like it too.
Yeah, every place I go, I always found a favorite culinary there. And also, I really love what do you call it, coffee. Yeah, I really love coffee. So my other stress release is drink a coffee.
Do you have like a Instagram profile to show what food, which place, and then?
No. I'm not too active to in social media now. But Bu Mary, I think I not enough time for that.
Yeah, I mean, like you can also promote the local dishes, right?
Actually, yes. But like I said, I don't have time for that collected that photo. But for my like what you call it, WhatsApp group, yeah, I always share to my friend, not my bridges, but my food, my coffee, or everything that I've seen before, my picture, something like that. Yeah.
Inside of Ibu Dina.
Yeah.
So far, what is your favorite food? Which Indonesian part is your favorite place?
Still Padang ya.
Padang, nasi Padang.
Nasi
Padang. Do you know nasi Padang in Indonesia?
Yeah, I heard of it. We have here in Singapore, but I believe it will be different. Yeah, the taste.
You have to try it.
How about you, Chloe? What is your favorite food? But not in the festival, of course. When you are like stop over somewhere.
I'm not too sure about any food particularly, but maybe fruits. You know, durians.
What is that?
Durian, yes.
Durian. Yeah. In Indonesia, yes. And durian is also my favorite fruit.
Yes. There's all kinds of types of different varieties, so you can pick which one you like, whether it's a bit sweet, a bit maybe a bit milky,
Milky, creamy.
Yes.
Like quite bitter, something like that also. I
Yeah,
like.
exactly. So yeah, this caused my double chin now.
No worries, it will go away. Yeah, so come to Indonesia and then come to Bali probably. We bring you to Durian Place with Ibu Dina. We work together and then we bring you to the Bintan Island.
Perfect. I'll let you organize.
Yeah. Okay, I think the student is shy and the attendants also shy for our beauty probably and our achievement. No, I'm just kidding. But I would just want to say that I'm very grateful, and then I just received several compliments of this our work webinar. It's very inspiring, and some we are entering a new phase of COVID, right? And then the business is getting busy, and then everybody's start to working really hard. And then this kind of platform, this kind of talk, just give inspiration to all the women and all the students. I hope that the students, especially the female one, keep on going, keep striving, and then never give up. Yeah. Okay, I will give it back to Jason, and then Jason will organize the closure.
Okay. Thank you, Chloe and Dina Arvilla, for excellent presentation. And thank you also to Mary Natalia for guiding the session. Now, I would like to invite the chairman of ICE Jakarta Local Association, Pilot Mensei, to give his closing remarks. To Pilot Mensei, the time is yours.
Yep, thanks, Jason. And once again, thank you to both our speakers tonight for talking to us. It was wonderful to listen to you both. You've both got and are enjoying exceptional careers. It's wonderful to see such terrific local talent here in Indonesia and then Singapore, our local area. So it's great to see all that. You both clearly demonstrate determination and commitment, and you're prepared to take on some amazing challenges, and you're both prepared to take risks. And that's what engineering is all about. I really hope that you both get the chance to talk to younger people, whenever you can, especially schools and universities, because it's people like you that we want to inspire more so into civil engineering. So I've really enjoyed listening to you. I'm sure everybody else has as well. So once again, from ICE Local Association, thank you very much. And we hope that we'll be running something similar again next year. I'll hand over back to Jason to close the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Pilot Mensei, for your kind remarks. Once again, thank you, Chloe and Dina Arvilla, for excellent presentation. And thank you also to Mary Natalia for guiding the session. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of the event. Once again, thank you for your participation. We hope we can see you at the next event. At last, good evening and stay healthy, everyone.